All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Every Degree Matters. I'm your host, Saffran Minhar, and sorry for you guys been waiting for this long, and we're gonna have some. I'm gonna make some announcement because my other host, unfortunately, Chris, will not be joining us anymore of being a co-host. So from here on, it's going to be me who is going to be doing the podcast and with fresh start. Not really a fresh start, I would say. It's just that I wanted to take a little bit of break and see where I wanted to head it to. So I decided that we will be going just me as the host, and hopefully down the line people might be joining. So we got a great podcast today, and thanks for joining. I'm so sorry that for a couple of weeks we've been thinking a lot of things what to do, and so that we can move forward, how we can move forward. So with that, let's get started with today's podcast.
And you wanna write it down? Would it kill you just to listen? And you wanna spell it out with the words how it persists.
All right. So thanks everyone. Thank you and welcome to Every Degree Matters. I'm your host Saffran Minhar, and we're going to talk about what's happening in the US and then in Asia, in Europe, how things are navigating. So first, you all might have seen the No King protest that has happened in the last week or so. A lot of people are going against President Trump. They think they are authoritarian. I personally don't think. There are so much differences I see, but it's America. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't incite violence. So that's the first freedom of speech I always like, and I always tell you guys how I like about it. So with that, no, there's a big protest. A lot of people have joined, and I saw like almost like 11 million people, I guess, was there, according to the New York Times article that I'm looking at here. And also, there were a lot of people that joined. I saw a lot of veterans, school teachers, children's grandmothers. Hey, it's always you can always express how you feel about President Trump's government. So any government in this country, you can always say about it. And it also talks about the New York Times articles. A lot of people joined across the country, and there were like 260 2,600 site across 50 states in the US. And President Trump, made some funny jokes as usual. I saw a video of him, making it like throwing poop in some of the people. Like, it's funny. I mean, I felt it as funny, but some people might find it as not funny. So take it with a grain of salt, I would say. And with that, a lot of things are happening in the US right now. As you might have seen, this might be the day 28 of the shutdown, and that's been going crazy. A lot of people have been not being able to get paid, especially the federal workers. And also, there's a lot of things that are being postponed because there's no money to run the government. So hopefully the Democrats and the Republicans can come to the table and start everything together. And we have a big week ahead. I mean, a couple of the last quarter, I would always say, in in business, so that hopefully this shutdown gets. I mean, hopefully they reach a deal, because there are a lot of FAA workers, social programs. They all are running out of money, and I heard also that some of President Trump's donors, like, they gave $130 million. Kudos to them for the for the U.S. forces to be funded, I think. And also, the White House is warning that there might be a $15 billion in loss in GDP per week if the shutdown continues further. And people are trying to, I mean, you got to understand, I mean, the new administration is trying to, renegotiate a lot of trade deals. I mean, you can see Trump has said that on the 15th of 1st of November, sorry, he's planning to put 155% of tariff to China. And hopefully, right now, President Trump is in China, and I hope they can make a deal. But still, losing $15 billion a week, it's a huge hit. People need to understand that how this. I mean, we are a big economic powerhouse, and we can't just lose $15 billion a week. Those, according to Reuters, Politico, all the news agencies are reporting that. And then, which also the crazy part is also where you can see now President Trump's approval rating is also trying to maybe going down. So hopefully he doesn't want to continue it further, so that it comes back up, and where he can fulfill all the needs. I mean, all the campaign promises that he did, and further continue, especially with the economy. People are suffering, and you can see a lot of things that are happening around. And if you look at further, like, how I would say that the cost of living has gone up, but I also heard that the feds are trying to cut the what do you call, the interest rate. So hopefully they cut their interest rate. I think they're planning to cut in the first quarter of next year. So hopefully, if that goes through, I don't know, there will be a lot of opportunity to getting more funding and more investments, and people can buy bonds. Outside people can bond. But anyway, summarizing that, this whole shutdown is been a nightmare, and a lot of things have come to a stranded point. A lot of government employees are working without a salary, and they need paychecks. They need to pay their bills. Hopefully these two parties can figure out a common ground, and have this thing keep going, because it might be a big disaster if this continues. And you can also look at the one of the other things that we have to also understand is that this whole budget that they're trying to fight, this has been the same budget since President Biden. There's nothing has changed. So I don't know why they're fighting. I think maybe because they wanted to not. The Democrats are trying to find out a way to get medicals for illegal aliens, I believe. I don't know. That's something where they're looking at how they can fund it. How they don't want them to be cut, because the big beautiful bill had that. So maybe because of that, they didn't want that got passed through. So, but then the Democrats are fully like, oh, you can't. If they're like kind of quid pro quo, you say you do this and I'll do that. So maybe that's what they're doing. And if you guys look at more here on, also, there are a lot of people are also thinking that the shutdown could also, what do you call, disturb the market. As you must have seen, the Dow Jones, today, that's a good sign. The market went down because Trump announced that he's going to put a tariff. The crypto market went down. Everybody panicked. And this is like the second mayhem that we had. We had one in April. You guys might have noticed it, how everything plummeted and then came back up. And I think this is something which might happen again. I mean, which happened already, and the stock market and everything is going up. And I think crypto, on the other hand, is also will go up. This is where I feel like this would be like where it's price correction happens in a lot of cryptocurrency. And hopefully the trajectory will be for the next 6 months, Bitcoin followed by altcoins will go up, and the stock market, of course, will go up once the third quarter earning reportings are, I think it should be out already when it's out. And also the fourth quarter is always a quarter that's everybody, the business is slow. It's holiday weekend, holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I mean, it all goes down. So it all goes down in general, the stock market is not at the peak in the third quarter. So usually in the first quarter, when the fourth quarter, earnings are reported, you can see how it could also it will go up. So don't have to worry about anything. uh, the other thing that I also wanted to say is that this is not the first time the shutdown has happened. Multiple, many times have happened, and even beginning of President Trump's presidency, there was a shutdown, and I think it was 2 weeks or so, and it was okay, and it just went up. I mean, the shutdown, they were they got negotiating things, and I mean, it's just so people who are impacted are the federal workers. I mean, this country is run by capitalists, so I guess it will still revolve. Unfortunately, it's just the people that are not going to be having money, especially the federal workers. And the other big news, guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I mean, you must have heard last week that the NBA scandal. It's just bonkers and crazy how things. I mean, all these players, they make a lot of money. I have no idea why would someone go to this extent. I mean, everybody's making millions and millions of dollars. I mean, especially the players. But you are getting into a position where you're trying to make 200, $300,000, and getting your name jeopardized, going through all these things. This is so crazy, and it's not the first time this has happened. In 2007, something like this happened with NBA referees. They were having betting and gambling situation. Right now in NBA, it's this big, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, ruled by Cash Patel. They have really found out a lot of things, especially the players, the managers. They are rigging and poker games. They're gambling in how many goals they're gonna put. Like, it's just crazy. It's like bookie. Like, I come from. I mean, as I was born in Sri Lanka, so let me give you an example. In Sri Lanka, we had cricket. So India is big for cricket. Cricket is another form of sports that we play, that's mostly played in Asian countries. Plus, England and some of the Western countries do play. So this booking has been crazily over there in that part of the world, years before even here. And those players don't make money as these guys make money here in America. So maybe that way it makes sense for them to get involved financially, I would say. Why someone would do that? I feel like it could be the reason that they did it. I mean, over there in Asia, especially India. But here, oh, come on, man. You guys are like, uh, going crazy. I mean, I don't know why you guys would do that. Maybe some people have addiction problems, some people lose money. Maybe a lot of things could be truth. And it's sad. It's sad to see all these things come up. It's sad to see that, NBA is big in America, and a lot of people watch it, and I'm a big fan of Lakers. So it's just crazy how things have been identified in the last ten thousands of, like, tens of millions of offshore accounts have been found by the DOJ. It's just so much of laundry have happened, and the NBA commissioner says that they're trying to investigate. FBI is going to be there. I think Commissioner Adam Silver has released a memo saying that warning teams are about to die of risk of gambling ties. So there's going to be a lot of digging happening. Kudos to Cash Patel, my man. He's going and he's getting everything, all these people. This is not, it's just addiction too. Like, the other thing I also wanted to talk to you guys is that right now, if you see in this country, in America, a lot of gambling platforms are not regulated. You can, I mean, there's nothing wrong in gambling. Back in the days, if you want to gamble, you go to Vegas, right? You go to Vegas and you gamble. Here right now, there's a big problem, and a lot of people are getting addicted. You can gamble on your phone like in 2 minutes, and sometimes they even lend you money to gamble, which is really risky. I'm so scared, and the next generation, how they are going to grow. If you lose, it's an addiction problem, right? When you, let's say you lose $100, and you say, okay, can I put $100? Then you can make a $200. So then you lose $200. I mean, So you say you lose $100, so you may say you put another $100, so you can make 200, and then you put the $100, you lose again, then you put a $200, so you can make 400. So you keep on doing that, and then you end up your bank account like wiping it out. Or sometimes you could also end up lending money, like getting money from them from the uh, gambling sites. So it's really, really sad to see how this country is moving so much addiction, and from Polymarket to Kalshi, so many platforms. I mean, right now, those platforms are deciding whether who's going to be the next president, the next mayor, the next new thing. And it's also scary. One way it's good to see that okay, these things are happening. On the other way, it's also scary that you don't know whether all these people that are running in the future, are they going to be true to their policy, or is it just going to be rigged? It can also be rigged, right? Someone can put a lot of money in another person, then people all will assume okay, that person is going to win, but the other person might end up winning. So you never know. This can also end up in manipulating people when it gets bigger. Hopefully we can find some regulations to it, especially with the election. I mean, see, at the end of the day, you got to understand that all these politicians run with policy, that they have to be true to themselves. They can't just be like, over the sky, saying that, oh, this is what we want to do, and we're gonna make this thing happen, and we're gonna do the X, Y, and Z policy. But they are not gonna do like that. They're gonna have a program. This is their campaign promises they're gonna make, and that's how it should be. But imagine if we go to this whole gambling, the betting market, and say okay, this guy is gonna win, and in the future we might have also end up in people not really working for their own policies. It's just maybe they're putting all these out so they can be attracted. I don't know. It's just how I feel like it. Hopefully all this NBA, a lot of head coaches and players have been arrested. Man, that's just gambling, probably gambling proverb. So that's just crazy, man, how a lot of things and are moving, especially in the sports arena. Anyways, speaking of sports, guys, Dodgers won today. Hopefully, we can beat them tomorrow. So, go Dodgers, and I'm so happy for them. And with that, let's go to some New York mayoral race. As you know, Democratic Socialist, I don't know, Zoran Mamdani will probably become the mayor of New York City, one of the largest city in the country, with $115 spending budget for a year. And I'm not a fan of a socialist guy. I'm a full capitalist person, but I feel like that's what the people in New York want. I think maybe capitalist people who are in New York, who are capitalist, have given less hope to New Yorkers. And I have friends living in New York. So many people are happy, and so many people are happy about it. So I hope so. They are all excited. And Zoran, this is what I did. Since I wasn't a fan of him, so I saw him at Andrew Schultz podcast like a couple of weeks ago or so, and then I also saw him in a lot of other podcasts. This guy, has Elon Musk said recently, like yesterday, he might be the face of the new Democratic Party, because he's at least talking to their voters, talking to what they need, the Democratic base. They're at least resonating of what people need. If you look at President Trump, how President Trump won, is that he was resonating with the people. He was talking to the people. He was listening to his base. He was listening to the independents. He was listening to the voters. That's the key thing. You have to be able to understand who is your base. You got to understand who you are convincing to vote. You have to be a good communicator. The Democratic Party had some good policies, but they lost because they were not good communicators. And Zoran, on the other hand, went crazy cuckoo and went, free buses. He has his, I do agree on the universal childcare. That also will help people to, ease their payments, or also, let a lot of mothers go and work, which I'm a huge fan of. Like, they shouldn't be, I mean, once the kid is growing up, they shouldn't be, just stay at home mom. If they want to, they can be a stay at home mom. But if not, they should be allowed to work. I mean, they should have availability, flexibility, opportunity, and universal childcare. I'm all for it. That's the best thing, that's just a needed thing. Free buses, I don't know. If it works, it works. And housing problem, he's planning to build a lot of housing. And today, in fact, I was listening to Jon Stewart and him. He's talking that there's a lot of homelessness crisis that he wants to tackle. Hopefully, he can tackle the homelessness crisis. And then he also talks about raising the taxes, which is stupid. But he also argues, saying that it's the same thing in New Jersey. So maybe it will work, and I don't know. But let's see if this is the pathway that the Democratic Party is going to take forward. Is this the pathway that the AOCs and the Bernies of the world are going to be going forward? So let's hope that, Zoran does something what he wants to do. At least those New Yorkers, what they deserve. I mean, we are in a different state. We can say whatever they want. They are electing a mayor that they want, and it's up to them. First Amendment speech or whatever they wanted to do. So I hope a lot of, and there's a lot of opposing campaigns for Zoran, and a lot of billionaires are pouring money. Maybe they're afraid they're going to increase the tax. I would be so. And but on the other hand, this is what I really liked about Andrew Schultz was telling, that if I'm okay to pay more tax if I get what I paid for. So that means, let's say if I'm paying for the tax, more taxes, the city is secured, there's no homelessness problem, and free buses, it works. Everybody gets in. I mean, it's a free transportation, and the city is cleaner, and also the cops and the law enforcement are on the tippy toppy on the top level, and also we got universal childcare. If I getting all this, I wouldn't mind paying the extra 2% that he's trying to charge, because I get all these amenities. So that's why people, just to say, like, I meet a lot of people in California. They always say that, oh, California is too expensive. And I say, no, California is not expensive. It's just the membership fee you pay for. California, I mean, if you go to a country club, you pay a membership fee, right? And the extra tax is what you get: a good weather. You can go skiing. You can go to surfing. You get the best food in the world. You can get the best wine in the world, and you can have the best golf courses, which is not expensive as any other states. And you got a lot of hiking spot. So only in California, you can wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go do an hour or more than an hour of surfing, and then get into 18-hole golf. Finish that. Go and have a nice lunch uh, in a nice restaurant, get some best wine. Maybe you can skip the part that could be expensive, and then you can go on a nice hike, which is free. And if you've done with that, and then along with the hike, you can go do skiing in the mountains and come back, finish with another dinner, or you can cook some good food at the house. So I think California is the best. A lot of people are crying about it. A lot of people are fleeing, but man, look at now. It's winter, it's fall, the temperature is 60 degrees, perfect. It's not too cold, it's not too warm, and I love the weather. Hey, this is the best weather you can ever have. So for all the I know we are facing a lot of problems. Hopefully we have a new governor next year. Hopefully things change. But it's also California. California has always been California, and I love this place to death. Beautiful. The weather is the best. The people are amazing out here. Food is good, and which is great. So okay guys, so with that, let's move to what's happening around the world. So I think right now the ASEAN summit is happening, and also they are also having an ASEAN-US summit where President Trump, President Trump right now is in a range of tour with a lot of ASEAN countries. And he is right now. He landed in Kuala Lumpur. He then went to Japan. I think he's heading to Korea, and what do you call? He's going to have bilateral talks with let's see, with Kim Jong Un. I think he's also open to talk to the North Korean leader as his friend. He always says, and he's also planning to meet with Xi Jinping in China. So, which is going to be interesting to. I think they're coming to Japan, I believe so. Yeah, hopefully they will meet in Japan, and hopefully they will have this madness of all this crazy 150 percent of taxes, 55%. So I mean, see, look, this is what I like about President Trump. Look, he came here, did a lot of peace deal, amazing. He went to Cambodia, and he went to in Kuala Lumpur. They signed the peace accord between Thailand and Cambodia, which he solved in a couple of months ago. And he also met with the Brazilian president, Luis Lola. And Brazil is another crazy place, with all the politics that's happening right now. They tried to arrest the they arrested the former president, I think. Anyways, guys, President Trump is right now was in Japan today. He met the first Japanese prime minister, female. Awesome for Japan. I'm so excited. And Sahitaki, that's her name. Saitaki, that's her name. Hopefully, I pronounced it right. And she's the first female president of Japan, the new leader, and she was mentored by Shinzo Abe, one of the best prime ministers in Japan. And they are also going to talk about the $550 billion of Japanese investment to the US, how they're going to navigate it, what are they going to do, and they're also planning to. President Trump is also planning to go to South Korea, where he will be attending the APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, where he's expected to meet President Xi. So that's where he's going to meet President Xi in South Korea, and I think then he's planning to go and meet the North Korean leader, or he's open to meeting the North Korean leader. So hopefully he goes and meets him and takes that famous picture. And of course, with President Trump, the whole entourage is there. He takes everyone. The Treasury Secretary Bassam is there, and he's hopefully trying to pull this meeting. And they're already meeting the U.S. and the China. They're meeting. Hopefully they can come to a good deal. Like, they won't commit. They're trying to commit to see if they can an interim agreement, so they can have an interim agreement, and then while the discussion continues. So hopefully, I don't think this whole 1st of November there's going to be a big 155% of tariff. It's just more unlikely to happen, but you never know what could you expect from President Trump. So he's the most unpredictable leader, which I like it. He's not. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, in some ways it's not the right thing. Some ways it's the right thing. Anyway, so today he met with the Emperor of Japan. They had a closed door discussion, I saw, and I don't know what they talked about. Shahane Otani. They talked about music, and they talked about the trade, and specifically they talked about how the United States and America can help each other. And they are also trying to increase their military budget for 2% more, according to the GDP. With that, I think Asia Pacific meeting, Trump might come back home, but he's expressed. Hopefully, the meeting with Kim Jong Un goes. So I like to see it. That's a badass meeting he had last time, so which is good. And also, other crazy part, guys, I don't know if you guys seen it. Germany overtook United States as the leading trading partner with China. That's a little bit of news to be worried. I don't know, but China and Germany has signed a free trade agreement. Wait, have they signed a free trade agreement? Let me see. Now, so now not China. So China has signed a free trade agreement with the ASEAN countries, but they have as of today, I think China and Germany are having us. They had us the oh so Germany's trading deal. Germany and China's trading um, uh, percent trading value was that the partnership is that 163.4 billion euros, and United States and China's trading economic ties are worth of 162 billion euros. So that's crazy, guys. So Germany is moving towards more China. China is still going to control a lot of things, which I'm not a fan of it. And that's a huge thing for Germany. I don't know what kind of. Let me see. So Germany, China overtakes U.S. As Germany's top trading partner. So that's crazy. Wow. And okay, so in Germany, let me correct this. So in Germany, China overtakes US. Okay, so China is doing more trade deals with Germany than United States. So China is planning to export a lot of materials, which is also going to be from uh, importing Germany. What is the by contrast, he won't. Okay, so they are planning to. Doesn't say what kind of key points. Let's see. Let's click here. China imports, Germany increases, while German exports to China fell for 13%. Wow. But China's import from Germany went up. Maybe cars, a lot of German cars are coming down. Maybe they're looking for a new market because, as you know, the unpredictability of taxes and everything could also be uh, impacting the whole Chinese and so anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, in the U.S. Because listen, if I mean, as much as I like President Trump's tariff war that he's going back and forth with a lot of other countries, it also puts us in a very interesting position because if we might also lose a lot of trading partners. So that's the other key thing. We have to be very careful when we try to do all these trade deals. Sometimes there are a possibility to lose, but again, as I always say, United States is the biggest and the largest consumers of every product in the world, so they all need us. At the same time, population is declining here, so the population also connects, right? So population in the whole world, in western world, it's declining, but in the meantime the population, it's more people have to there's be more people have to be this population has to grow. That also connects to the economy, that also connects to the spending of how people are spending. At the same time, it also connects how much money people have to have money to spend. So that's the whole treat. So let's get this straight that United States went to the second place. So China overtook us with Germany's partnership. So Germany is importing more from China, from China, Germany. Sorry, it's confusing, guys. China is importing Germany's goods more than we import German's goods. So that's put that way. So that's a big achievement for China, for Germany, I believe. So kudos to them. Uh, all right, guys. So with that, so we covered a lot of topics today. We covered about the No Kings protest. It was huge. A lot of people are going against President Trump. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but it's the First Amendment. You can do. That's what I love about this country. It's freedom of speech. You can express it. President Trump's administration is not flawless. They are going to make mistakes. So every government makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And then we also talked about the U.S. The government shutdown, 28 days. Hopefully, we get out of this madness. And $15 billion. Imagine we are losing every week. crazy. And then we also touched upon what do you call where President Trump is headed to. He is in ASEAN. He went to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then he's in Japan right now. Met with all the leader. I mean, met with the first female Japanese prime minister. And then he's heading to South Korea, where he's planning to meet Xi Jinping. Also, I think he might probably meet Kim Jong Un. I don't know. It's open. And then we also talked about the NBA scandal. It's a big booking and gambling scandals. I have still no idea why would these players do that. And then lastly, we also talked about what's happening with the what do you call um, the New York elections or Mamdani. Will it work? Will it not work? I think we'll just give a chance and see. Hey, New York City can take it. I think it's all experiment. I always tell people that America is just it's in its adolescent time. We're just 250 years old, so America has a long way to go. And it's okay to make mistakes and learn. And that's what makes this country a better country. That's what makes it country a awesome country, I would say. And that's what I love about this country a lot. And then also, hopefully, a trade deal between China and the US comes to an end. So, with that, guys, thank you so much for joining. And I hope to bring more content. This is the first time I'm doing it alone. Made justice to you guys. If not, let me know. We will bring more and more people, more and more topics, and interesting way to communicate, and just keep this thing rolling. And please support me. Give me a thumbs up, like, share this podcast if you think it is interesting. And with that, have a good night, and let me talk to you soon.